Threat posed by the lyrics. The song lyric has been an important medium of thought for centuries. The lyric is also a simpler of poetry with its own aesthetic appeal. Its simplicity and unique aesthetic appeal had easily enabled it to enter the public discourse, and one has to admit that the world is better for it. And, as with any art form, the music lyric had also evolved over the years. An issue of concern for parents and pediatricians, like that of drastic changes manifest in song lyrics over the last 40 years. There is no doubt that they have become more explicit, especially with regard to sex and drugs. One genre that is great concern is gangster rap, which can have corrupting influence on the young and impressionable. The effects on sexual behavior. The formats of music videos are universally popular among children and young adults. When the lyrics are run as subtitles in the videos, their impact is increased manifold. Even if they don't understand or recognize the lyrics, they cannot avoid the associations therein, both implicit and explicit. Moreover, the videos are reinforcing. The mind automatically does a flashback to the video just as a mere hint of the song tune ever after. The music video is thus a powerful psychological tool. Unfortunately, the format had now become a breeding ground for sexism, substance abuse, and risky behavior. Studies indicate that up to 75% of concept music videos which have had a certain theme contain sexually suggestive material. More than half of them also contain violent acts committed against women. Women were sometimes portrayed in a derogatory manner. The use of alcohol and tobacco were projected as glamorous and fashionable. All of this is bound to lead teenage viewers to dire consequences. The offending genres. Of late, hip hop has captured the imagination of listeners. Hip hop is an unconventional music form that requires a lot of originality and talent on part of the performers. The current popularity of hip hop is a welcome addition to the rich body of music. But a note of caution: studies indicate that adolescents who listen to hip hop and rap are more likely to drug addiction, aggressive behavior than those who listen to other genres such as country, folk, or western. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism made another study which showed similar results. Youngsters who watch music with references to drugs and violence also tend to do drugs and have behavioral problems themselves. Other music genres of concern are reggae and techno, whose listeners are found to be susceptible to alcohol and substance abuse. When compared to other genres, rap music was consistently and positively associated with the use of alcohol, malt liquor, potential alcohol use disorder, marijuana, club drugs, and aggressive behavior. In light of these facts, the contemporary youth should add a little caution to their musical enjoyment. Most teenagers think of their favorite song as about innocuous and acceptable themes, but a significant few display a radical attitude towards their music. Studies have shown that a preference for heavy metal music has a strong implication for alienation, substance abuse, psychiatric disorders, suicide risk, sex role stereotyping, or risk taking behaviors during adolescence. Conclusion. It is in this context that the American Academy of Pediatrics had proposed descriptive labeling of music content and parental advisory labels. The AAP is also apprehensive about the negative behavioral messages that are now commonplace in public television broadcasts. The pediatrician can play an important role by counseling the parents about watching television with their children, which gives opportunities for constructive parent-child discussion on subjects such as sex, violence, and drugs. Commerce should take a back seat to the common good, which means the record companies should exercise more sensitivity and scruples in what they decide to market. They should also collaborate with the artists in producing music that will induce, quote, racial harmony, drug avoidance, nonviolence, safe sexual practices, pregnancy prevention. The Federal Communication Act of 1934 states that the radio and TV stations are responsible to create broadcast content keeping in mind the best interests of the public. Unless this clause is taken in spirit and not just to the letter of the status quo, and not just in letter, the status quo will remain.